Majority is not always right. They just have numbers. And numbers feel safe. But you're not a number. Silk style. Deep breath. Let it settle. They follow the crowd because the crowd is loud, not because the crowd is true, not because the crowd knows you. Majority votes, majority speaks, but majority also burn witches. Majority also crucified saints. Majority also built cages for free thinkers. Majority is not always right. They're just afraid to be alone. Alone means no one to blame. Alone means no one to hide behind. Alone means your own face in the mirror every time. They can't handle that, so they join the pack and call it safety. Majority is not always right, but they fear to be alone. They'd rather be wrong in the crowd than right by themselves on a throne. The empty throne, the quiet room, the truth that tastes like solitude. They can't swallow it, so they follow it. The crowd, the noise, the familiar voice. You've been alone, you know what it is. Not punishment, not curse, not emptiness. It's clarity. When no one's there to tell you what to think, you finally hear yourself, and that's terrifying. To the ones who never heard their own voice, they'd rather listen to anyone else than face the silence of being the only one. Peace is not about grouping, that's pollution. Peace is quiet and nature sounds. The wind through trees, the rain on leaves, the river flowing without asking permission. Grouping is noise, more voices, more opinions, more drama, more division, more chaos. Alone means no one to blame. Alone means no one to hide behind. Alone means your own face in the mirror every time. They can't handle that, so they join the pack and call it safety. Majority is not always right, but they fear to be alone. They'd rather be wrong in the crowd than right by themselves on a throne. The empty throne, the quiet room, the truth that tastes like solitude. They can't swallow it, so they follow it. The crowd, the noise, the familiar voice. You're not afraid of being alone, not anymore. You learn that alone is not lonely, that silence is not empty, that solitude is not punishment, it's home. And that's why you see what they don't. The crowd is an illusion. Yes, it may have changed something, but they fail to change what they fear. They're still afraid of the silence, of the mirror of themselves. They change the outside, but inside, same noise, same chaos, same running. The crowd is an illusion, because crowds don't think, crowds don't grow. Crowds just echo, and echoes are not truth. Majority is not always right. They just have numbers. And numbers feel safe. But safety is not truth. Comfort is not clarity. The crowd is not your teacher. Your own silence is. Peace is not about grouping, that's pollution. Grouping is noise, more voices, more opinions, more drama, more division, more chaos. Peace is quiet and nature sounds. The wind, the rain, the river, not the noise of a crowd agreeing with itself. The crowd is an illusion. It may change things, but it never changes what they fear. They're still afraid of being alone, so they'll keep following, keep agreeing, keep fitting in, and never know what they're missing. You know, because you stopped running inside in the silence and found yourself there. Not lost, finally just as lost as them. Majority is not always right, but they fear to be alone. The crowd is an illusion, it changes things, but they fear. Peace is not about grouping, that's pollution. Grouping is noise, while chaos. Peace is quiet and nature sounds. You're not afraid, that's why you're home. Now drift.